Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome here if you are new. I'm Manganet. I do book related content and sometimes not, and today is a not day, and during the whole month of February me and Holy Tash are publishing a new video every single day. On today's video we are going through another gastronomy food experience together. Me, Holy Tash and you, hand by hand. Off we go. We are going to experiment with different versions of the same food. I am very excited for this. Natasha is going to be doing hot dogs. Multiple versions and ways of making and eating hot dogs. Multiple ways of eating hot dogs? That would be interesting. Anyway, on my channel, we are going to be doing multiple versions of pizza. I have a bunch of recipes here that I printed throughout the last few days. Every time I saw something that could be interesting, I printed them and then I got a couple of ingredients. Basically, it's a bunch of pizza, so I just got ingredients of things that we usually like having on pizza. Let me show you my stock over there. Obviously, I'll show you in more detail later on, but for now, you get that little sneak peek. So I have two dessert pizzas. One of them is this cinnamon crumb dessert pizza. I mean, the picture printed like that for some reason, but this is my option B. I'm gonna focus on option A first. So I don't even know why I started by showing that, but here we have it. Pizza rolls, we have pepperoni pizza twists, we have pizza quesadilla, we have the dessert, which is chocolate chip dessert pizza. I might make that today. Look at that picture, yum! We have keto pizza roll-ups, pizza casserole. Oh, I'm actually very excited to this. I only have roughly 1 hour to cook some things, so I want to make more than one, but possibly not all of them because I don't have enough time. So I definitely want to make this dessert, and then maybe some pizza rolls. These ones are super easy as well, so let's go with this. I feel like we need to go with one of these. I think I'm gonna make this. Do I have enough time? Whatever, let's get cracking. I'm gonna start with the pizza casserole because this one is the one that is going to take the longest to cook. So let me get the ingredients and I'll show you what to do. Okay, so for the pizza casserole recipe that is supposed to look like this, we're gonna need two types of cheese. This is mozzarella, this is cheddar, some pepperoni, pizza sauce, that is an American thing, so I'm using onion and garlic pasta sauce, but you know, just some tomato sauce that you like. Some raw pasta, I'm using this spirally one fusilli, is what it's called, and a bell pepper. Obviously you can change ingredients and adapt it to your preferences, but I'm gonna do this. On the recipe it also asks for sliced mushrooms, which I'm not gonna add because we don't like it. Oh, and it asks for onion, so hold on, I have that. Onion, there we go. Alright, so the first step is, in an oven dish we're gonna place the raw pasta. In a large bowl, combine the pizza sauce. I'm just gonna add the rest of this jar. Let me give it a shake before we do that. Right, so this is like not an entire jar, it was like here. Pizza sauce, water. You need almost a cup of water. So trick, put it here, give it a shake. So it's less than a cup, so like this, yeah. There we go. Water, onions, bell pepper, and mushrooms. So onion and bell pepper. If you're not a big fan of onion, you can of course leave it out or put just half of the onion, but I love onion and so does Josh, so I'm gonna put an entire onion. Because in fairness, if I was cooking just a normal dinner, I would add an entire onion to it anyway, so just doing the same thing. And the bell pepper. I know each person has their own way of opening the bell pepper. I like to cut the top and then slice around there with a knife, and then I'm just gonna pull it out. I'll do it here. And then I cut it in half and I wash once it's open. And then once you have it washed, if there's any bits of this middle white part, just get rid of them as well before you chop. So I have here all the things we just added. I'm gonna give it a quick mix. I'm not adding garlic because the sauce I'm using already has garlic. You know what I'm gonna add? It doesn't say on the recipe, but how can you not? How can you make a pizza without this? Oregano. That's like the secret for any pizza flavor, right? It's basically tomato sauce, cheese, and oregano, and it immediately tastes like pizza. Yep, it immediately started smelling like pizza. Okay, so now on the oven dish, we're just gonna pour this. I feel like it needs some more water, otherwise the pasta is not gonna cook. So it doesn't say to mix, it just says to spread on top. And now we're gonna add mozzarella cheese on top of all of this. And cheddar. And now we put pepperoni or whatever you want to use on top. So sliced pepperoni. This has so much potential and it is so simple to prepare. Let me show you how this is looking. It looks so good. There you go. So this is what it looks. The recipe says to cover it with foil before putting in the oven. Timer for 35 minutes. Up next, I'm gonna make the pizza rolls. So for this one, we're gonna use some pre-made pizza crust and everything. I'm just gonna get the ingredients and I'll show you. All right, so this one is very basic as well. You need some pre-made pizza dough, or you can obviously make your own. For toppings, I'm using pepperoni, which is what the recipe says, and some chorizo, cheese as well. Garlic salt is what says the recipe, so I'm using garlic and salt. And they say Italian herbs, but please, oregano is where it's at. So basically, we're gonna do a rectangle of dough. I've never used this dough, so I hope it's good. Once you have your rectangle of dough, we're gonna start by doing the spices. So I'm gonna actually mix them here. So we're gonna do a little bit of salt and a lot of garlic and a lot of oregano. Now we're gonna sprinkle it directly on the crust. Then we do the cheeses, mozzarella. And there's no color to this one, so I think I'm actually gonna use red Leicester cheese instead of cheddar. Just so it has a sprinkle of color. Pepperoni. And chorizo. Again, use whatever toppings you want, but given that this one we're gonna roll, flat toppings are probably easier. As in, like, if you were to put pepper on this one, it would probably not go as well because it's not flat. Does that make any sense? Right, and now we start rolling it. The first few rolls are the more difficult ones. Okay, and then we just need to slice it. Oh my god, it's super, super, super sticky. Oh my god. Look! Oh my god! Okay, so I need some flour because I cannot touch the dough. You live and you learn. So hopefully now I can actually touch it. Yeah, it slices much better now that there's flour on it. And it's getting a bit stuck onto the paper. So maybe take it from my mistakes. And if you're gonna make this at home, remove the pizza dough from the paper where it comes from and put flour at the bottom as well. And I'm sure it's still gonna taste great. Do not waste anything. So obviously I'm still gonna cook the ugly edges. I'm gonna use this cheese that is here on the side. Shove that in because the edges obviously don't have anything in them. It looks quite good. So obviously, like, the dough is a bit falling apart, but as it grows, I guess it's gonna grow together, and the cheese is also gonna melt and serve as a glue. Great, I'm gonna put this in the oven. I need to put another shelf in there. Anyway, put this in the oven and cook it for 10-12 minutes. Okay, the last one I'm gonna make right now is actually gonna be the dessert, so it can cool down a little bit and we can have it. Chocolate chip dessert pizza. Here are the ingredients. So I'm using another pre-made pizza dough. On the recipe, it actually tells you how to make the dough, but I'm gonna use this. Cream cheese, chocolate chips. Recipe says only milk chocolate, but why not mix? Vanilla, brown sugar, white sugar, plain flour. That's a candle, don't put that in the recipe. So first things first, get the pizza dough out. Right, perfect. And now put it on like an oven tray. Oh my god, this oven tray was made for this pizza crust. Right, there we go. Now for the sauce, we need to mix in the cream cheese. You can like whisk it, but I don't think there's a need for that. The recipe even says to just like microwave it for a couple of seconds. But I don't even think that's gonna be needed. Yeah, I think we're gonna be grand. Vanilla, just a dash. Measure it if you want, but no need really. 1/3 cup flour, no, sugar. Cream cheese, 1/4 cup of white sugar. It's super healthy, there's barely any sugar in it, see? And the vanilla we already did, so now let's give this a mix. Spread that on top of the pizza. Then on top we're gonna add the chocolate chips. There's only a little bit left. Okay, just put them all. Oh my god, it's looking delicious. And then we need to do like a crumb. 1 tablespoon, 2, and a bit more. 3 tablespoons of butter. Melt this. Oh my god, you guys, this looks amazing. Oh my god, the paper is not really oven proof. Looks amazing. And this one looks amazing as well, but I took the paper out. So hold on. This is boiling butter now. Butter, yeah, then vanilla. Let me give this a little stir. 1/3 cup of flour. It says 1/3 and 1 tablespoon. I reckon this is an accurate measure. And then 1/3 cup of sugar. And 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. I obviously need to refill, and a 1 and a 2. Give this a mix. We're gonna sprinkle this on top. Like, just pretend it's the correct consistency for a crumble. Just use your imagination. It doesn't have to be pretty, as long as it's good. That's something that I've been trying to tell myself, because, you know, I'm a perfectionist, but sometimes in life, you just can't. So, if I can do a messy job, so can you. Amazing. Okay, and now we're gonna cook it in the oven for 7 minutes or until the crumble on top is golden. I wanted to show you the ASMR and it fogged my camera. Here it is, the whole thing. This just came out of the oven. It smells so good. I hope it's good. I put this on a plate. This is ready to serve. I'm gonna put it on some bowls and oh my god, I cannot wait.
To settle down, day nights and late nights don't get around, but there's something about you I like, you're crazy for saying I should slow.
Alright, it's a few days later. Let's do some more pizzas, shall we? I'm gonna do the cinnamon one that I showed you the other day, and in fact I have the ingredients ready to go. Then we're gonna do some pepperoni pizza twists. We're gonna do some pizza quesadilla with bacon. It's gonna be great. Let's start with the dessert because it needs to go in the oven and then it needs to be cold as well for us to eat. So let's start with this one. We have to do the dough because I only have one more of the ready-made doughs. So this is what it takes. Instant yeast. I'm using one of these pre-measured packages. Sugar, hot water, milk warmed, teaspoon of salt, tablespoon of oil, and some flour. 1, 2, 3. So 1.5 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons of water. Warm milk. Stir in until the yeast dissolves. It's not really dissolving. I'm just gonna microwave this whole thing because it's not dissolving. Right, so I microwaved the whole thing and it seems to have worked. Are you supposed to microwave the yeast? I'm pretty sure you're not, but whatever. Right, after this, add salt and oil. Just a pinch. 2 tablespoons of oil. 1 and a 2. And now 1 cup of flour. 1 cup of flour. In it goes. Mix well. Was I supposed to preheat the oven already? Mix well and then add the remaining flour. So now we're gonna add 1 more quarter cup of flour. Let it rest covered for 15 minutes. I'm just gonna put a cloth over it and 15 minutes.
Sure, 15 minutes. Starting now.
1 cup of flour, a bit short of 1 cup, but whatever, it is what it is. 3/4 cup of brown sugar, right? 3/4 cup. 1/4 cup of white sugar. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay, let's just do a whole bunch because you know it's supposed to taste like cinnamon. And 1/4 cup of salted butter, which means I should have probably taken my butter out of the fridge. And now just combine everything. And the person on the recipe says they use their hands. We want it to resemble wet sand, in case you've never made a crumble. Right, so this is what we're left with. It does resemble wet sand. Then we're gonna put that on top of the thing and roll out and whatever, so that's done for now. And now we're gonna start with the pizza twists. Add some garlic, parsley. So now it says to sprinkle this on half of the dough. It says that we might want to cut them in quarters. All right, rewind. I'm gonna cut them with scissors because that's faster. Now sprinkle the pepperoni again. Story of my life, we're trying to be fast and here I am sprinkling quartered pepperonis. I want to show you, but I also don't want to get my camera dirty. Oh no, now I zoomed in. There, can you see? Right. Sorry guys, but there's priorities and there's limits, and the limit is pepperoni grace on my camera. Now we fold this over. I feel like I need to press it a bit. I'm gonna start in the middle and then do the middle again on each side, and then again and again and again, and one last time. Twist, twist, twist to hold the things together. What if I put it here? Next step is to brush over olive oil. So I'm just gonna put some in a bowl. The only brush that I have is a huge brush for the barbecue, so that's what we're gonna use. Don't mind me just brushing my pizza rolls with my barbecue brush. Alright, and now we bake for 8 to 10 minutes. So we have these, they look amazing, and this just came out of the oven. Now let's do the drizzling. I'm not sure if I can do this with just one hand. Also, should I let it cool down a bit and then put the drizzle on top?
The love we found is something about you. Something about you I like. About you I like. I get too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better. Nobody loves me better. Nobody loves me better. Guess I'm just too scared to settle down. There'd be many nights I got too high and almost left town. But there's something about you. Something about you I like. About you I like. I get too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better. Nobody loves me better.
It does look good, right? Yeah.
Too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say